Alright, just wanted to do a quick little video here today showing a new strategy that I was using for farming some maps last night. I needed to get some tier 17s, specifically sanctuary maps, because there wasn't really any for sale in hardcore and I want the scepter off the boss. So I was like, I want to find a way to farm some tier 17 maps, so just kind of quickly put together an idea and it worked out pretty well, so I just wanted to kind of show it off. Basically, what it boils down to is we're using tier 16.5 maps because they're basically tier 16s in that they can drop tier 17s, but they can roll tier 17 mods, which means they can get things like more maps. So this one that I'm going to run has a huge more map multiplier, 150%. And then just pretty basic stuff to boost the map drops. Just 3 multitude cartography scarabs, 1 cartography of escalation, and then I was using wisps for my last one. Originally, I was trying hunted traders. It seemed okay. I think this wisps one was better. There might be something better than this, but the main thing is all of these scarabs are pretty cheap. Like I think I checked just a bit ago on hardcore, it was like 20 to 22C to get one of each, or well, 1, 3, and 1 to get all the scarabs for one map. And on softcore, it was like even cheaper than that. I think T17s are worth a bit less on softcore, but whatever, it's like even cheaper. So yeah, I'm paying like 20C a map on Scarabs, which is pretty low. And I did 20 maps last night. Some of them were before I was using the Wisp Scarab, which I think improved it. And out of those 20 maps I ran, I got 18 tier 17s, so it's almost one a map, which is really nice. And then also these maps, they just drop like a lot of other loot in general. Like it's just a decent amount of loot, just because of I guess all the monsters. There's a ton of mobs in these maps. Um, I'm doing it specifically on Crimson Township because I needed sanctuaries, and Crimson Township is one of the natural tier 16s, so I was able to Horizon Orb into it. Um, it's pretty limited though for Horizon Orbing if you want a specific tier 17. The natural 16s are Lighthouse, which drops Ziggurat, Crimson Township, which drops Sanctuary, Canyon, which drops Abomination, and Tower, which also drops Abomination. So you can't do it by Horizon Orbing into anything. That'll get you like a fortress map if you wanted that, or I guess a citadel if you wanted that for some reason. Um, to get tier 16.5s for that, you'd have to do some other thing to get them, like just super favoriting them with probably the singular focus keystone and just printing a bunch of some map that gets what you want. But if you wanted sanctuary like I did, it was easy. I just took all of my 16.5s and clicked horizon orbs on them until they turned into Crimson Township, and then just rolled them to have at least one of the map boost mods, basically. Like I wasn't going super crazy. I didn't want to spend a lot on it. I wanted it to be a cheap investment. So I was just, as long as it hit one modifier for more maps, like even just 50%, I was keeping them. And then the Atlas is pretty basic. We have like all the map mod effect and quant stuff at the top. Eater, altars for pack size and more altar spawns. All the +1 map tier drops because this basically means you get more T16s, and more T16s means more chance for 17s. And then with the last little bits, I added some shrine stuff because that's just more packs. And then one thing that I've been doing on a lot of my atlases this league, because I've just kind of been enjoying it, is actually getting the Calgar nodes for all the extra ore deposits. And then you get this one that makes them more likely to have bismuth. So you get pretty frequently you get like a bismuth ore vein in your map, and if you find that early on, it adds an extra modifier to like all the magic mobs in the rest of the map. So it can be a pretty substantial boost to the loot, and it's really fun to do those when you get it early. But yeah, I mean it's pretty basic. The maps are pretty packed. We're on the right strategy. Peter Worlds, and then I'm even doing settlers on my map device to get even more chance for the bismuth ore deposit. Again, I don't know if that's correct. That could maybe be some tweaking. The wisp scarab maybe could be swapped out for something else that's like relatively cheap as well and might be a little better. But the wisp one seems to be doing pretty well. And yeah, so run a map here now. Hopefully it goes well. And yeah, it's a pretty good amount of loot. There's a ton of
Stay
mobs.
sane.
Sometimes you get good memory abilities. I actually got a pretty good one here. It's gonna upgrade mobs into magic mobs. And then this one's just the headhunter buff, so I'm not even gonna bother pressing it to be on. Yeah. And the maps are pretty quick. Like it's not, you're just running through the map and killing all the mobs more or less. Right. I want to go to the boss quickly to get the boss dead, so that there's no more boss altars for Eater of Worlds. One other thing I forgot to mention about it is in addition to getting pretty good T17s, you know, we're just getting a lot of maps in general, obviously. I'm getting a ton of tier 16s, which is I have set to favorite on Defiled Cathedral, so I can give my map runners in my town just a bunch of Defiled Cathedrals to run. I don't have Singular Focus on the Atlas tree because I'm pretty sure that makes you get less T17s from what I remember, like slightly less T17s if you have Singular Focus. But even without Singular Focus, I'm probably getting like 6 to 9 or 10 even Defiled Cathedrals per map, I'd say. There's a bit of variance, again, because of like the different Atlas abilities, or memory abilities, and there you go, already got a Sanctuary. Variance due to the memory abilities, some of them can help a lot. I got another Sanctuary, perfect. And also the Bismuth RNG. And altars, like that one. I think I had Scarab dupe anyway, but I actually can't click the altar with the minus res because I'm not overcapped enough.
Approach.
Oh, there's a Bismuth actually. Decent amount of the map left too with this one, so that's cool. Grab that. Mind if I do. Actually, that might be really good with this power up that's turning the mobs into magic. I don't know if the mobs getting turned into magic. Mobs from the memory ability are also inheriting the Bismuth for double modifier, or if they're just one mod magic mobs. But either way, it's gonna be quite a lot. I don't know the exact number of total tier 16s that are dropping in these maps because I set my filter to hide all the 16s that aren't Defiled Cathedrals. Because there's already a lot going on the floor, to be honest, but it's definitely a lot of maps. Yeah, like I said, just the loot in general, it's pretty good amount of loot. I think in the 20 maps I ran last night, I got like 2 raw divines dropped, and then, you know, a bunch of random other shenanigans of loot. Which is like, I mean, I wasn't even trying to, you know, get that kind of loot. I'm just trying to get sanctuaries, man. And the most sanctuaries I had, I think, was it was 3 in one map. Which, who knows, maybe we'll get a third one in here. This one was a pretty high map quant bonus. It was a 150%er. It's not too surprising that this one got 2 sanctuaries. It might be worth it to roll the map specifically for 100% map quant or higher instead of I was just stopping at 50, honestly. After doing some runs through it as well. But, alright, yeah, we're done. That's the map. They got cool stuff now. That's how it goes. Like, pretty quick maps, pretty easy. Well, pretty easy, but also, it's essentially maps with tier 17 modifiers because that's what the tier 16.5s have, and because of the multitude cartography scarab, it also has tier 17 monsters. So if you can handle tier 17 maps, you should be able to handle this. Also, a lot of the modifiers that actually add the increased amount of map drops are pretty easy ones. It's like max charges or like gain charges on hit, like power, frenzy, endurance, monster resist. I think life as ES was one of them. There's a lot of pretty easy mods, it turns out, that are the ones that boost the map drops. So that makes rolling the maps really easy. But yeah, just wanted to show that off because, as you can see from that one map, I got 2 sanctuaries and 15 defiled cathedrals. So that was a pretty high roll one. Like I said, I had a high roll on it. But it's like cheap, easy. You're pretty good at getting T17s. And the maps are pretty fun. But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to show that one. See ya.